Welcome participants to Integrating Film into the Classroom. You'll be experiencing several different learning opportunities in this Hollywood world of learning. Please walk down the red carpet to start your adventure. Follow the numbered locations in order to which reach the different appropriate lessons. So we will walk down the red carpet to start our journey. On the left I have a mapping device that some of the participants are welcome to teleport to for other learning opportunities. And we'll walk down, and our first stop is at, of course, number 2. And here is an overview board that introduces the whole entire unit. So it's just kind of a little brief overview of what you'll be experiencing from stations 1 to 12. So real quick little overview. And with that, we'll go inside. Our first stop is at the presentation tool for infusing film into your classroom. If we walk over to number 3, it tells us that this is the film teams and film basics. The slideshow presentation will give you a brief introduction to film and the key components and information that you'll need in order to start teaching film in your classroom. So just a quick little overview display there. And this goes through from the beginning, creating classes with enthusiasm, the importance of signing an agreement to agree to be a good participant, a good team member, the jobs and roles and responsibilities, whether it's the director, set, producer, crew, kind of the brainstorming that needs to go on, and the importance behind that. The students participate and sign a contract agreeing to be a good team member, which is an important part of that. I go over the storyline, what you want your characters to feel, what you want your audience to feel and know actually, and the film preparation, whether it be the storyboards, the lighting, the sound, the camera angles, all the different components that make up a good film. So those are some last minute tips, and that is number 3. We then move on to item number 4. And this is one of my favorite films. This is Making a Good Movie by AFI, and this film provides kind of a great overview of the important aspects of film and what everyone should be considering when they're creating films, and what kind of the angles and different rule of thirds. They go into the details of what is important, and this can also be shared with students. So it's a great asset for you to use, whether you're a teacher or a student. You'll learn a lot from this particular film piece. So here's a little piece of it.
So you know who's going to do what. You've planned your production, and it's time to shoot your movie. The question you need to answer now is, how do I create believable characters, locations, and situations that meet the needs of my story?
Okay, so you get an idea of what that is all about, and that is, of course, Sean Astin from Lord of the Rings. Gotta love having a little bit of that in there. And number 5 is our next stop, so we're going to head on over here. And this is one of my most favorite tools out there. This is a basic toolkit and resource guide for young filmmakers, and there's a little board over here that's easier to read for the people using the lesson plan, but it goes over the important aspects of film, from the very beginning, the glossary terms for camera angles, what it means to have a frame, what it means to have a focus, with the producer, the different roles, whether it's the costume designers or the cinematographers, the actors, and then of course it includes a great set of instructions for camera angles, boom and close-up cutaways. These are some great drawings that go over those type of aspects of film and camera angles, which is important for the teachers and future users to know. And then it goes into script writing, and it gives a good overview of what a script might look like or how that should be written. That's a really great tool. So from there we're going to head over to our little globe over here that we're supposed to use for our first assignment. And we'll touch on the globe to get our note card from Second Life. And in Second Life it's telling us that we will be using and thinking about ideas that we might have for infusing film in our current lesson plans that we might have. So the participants are to create 3 possible lesson plan topics that they could incorporate into existing curriculum they already have, and create a slideshow viewer in Second Life to present that with the class. So it's a tool that they can use to use Second Life and explore the topic. So next we are going to head over to number 6. And this, I've created kind of a little screen world where you can test out the cameras, try out some different lighting aspects, and spend some time over here just kind of getting to know what film is about. Over here we have a overview of the film camera components as far as the audio inputs and the tools you might need, lighting, boom mics in order to be successful when using cameras, and kind of the detailed layout of the cameras. And from there we also have our lighting that is available, which is great to be able to adjust that. And then we also have our object, which is our note card, which we will click here. And we have another assignment, and this assignment actually requires students to use Second Life to try out the different camera angles and to see how those angles impact their film and what kind of feeling or vibe they get from those angles that they're experiencing. So these are great observations for them to experience, and they get to experience with their teammates, or they can experience on their own, so that's up to them. But there's a lot of synchronous and asynchronous opportunities in this lesson plan. As I said, there's the cameras that they can go in and see a little bit more details about here, and then they also have the opportunity to explore the green screen and the lighting. I created a little board here where they can go on screen and have a black screen or a green screen. They can put in a beach screen and kind of get the feel of what it would be like to have that, to film with that as your background. So that is one aspect I also created for this particular area. So that is number 6. And then heading over to number 7, I had it so that the participants went all over the area. This is a Studio 4, and it's important to be able to search and see all the aspects of Studio 4. So that's why I allocated the different props in different areas. So this is the power of CGI. CGI is extremely powerful in computer graphics image, or sometimes people use the word interface. But this way the users and participants get to find out exactly how Hollywood uses the green screens and makes all those incredible, spectacular effects that we see in film. And I think it's important, even though we don't go in depth with it because it could be its own lesson in itself, I do want them to see that it's extremely impactful on how different film, just the smallest things like a green screen, can change film. How a person's face can go from just a basic human face, obviously, to the octopus, and how we can replace a stuffed blue green screen type object with the actual tiger itself. Of course, we love Avengers and Matrix, and of course you have to have Star Wars. And then this was a really impactful scene with the boat where it really replaced the entire boat altogether, and the actors that were also exactly the same. Again, you can see Scarlett is exactly the same in this picture, but the green screen takes over. So kind of the power of CGI that really makes a difference. And then last, inside the Studio 4, I've included just something, it's called what I call a special feature, because it shows how a camera is used along with HoloLens and Minecraft. So we've been talking about that in class, and I found this piece and I thought it was so neat that this was relevant to what we were talking about, and how they use this camera to video camera to create a video using Minecraft, and how they can just right in front of them build this entire city 3D, and the camera is able to capture this entire process as it moves. So kind of a neat piece to see and see how a camera can make such a big difference. Now we head on out, back outside down the red carpet. We will move down to our number 9. And now number 9 is a great resource for examples of student work. So these films were created by elementary school students, and these give teachers and participants in this particular unit a good overview of what it looks like to have films created by students and what is possible. There are a lot of great topics that could be that are explored, and that's important to be able to know and see kind of what is done and what is possible. We come over to number 10, which is right behind me here, and this is a quick survey. I want to kind of assess to make sure that the participants are understanding the information that they've been receiving so far. Again, this is a quick overview of it, but that they're really retaining the information. So we have our survey here, and they answer the questions. What camera angle makes actors appear small? And they'll go through that entire process. So it's a great tool to kind of assess where students are at that point. And from there, we're walking over to number 11. And number 11 is, I show a quick view of a storyboard and what that looks like. And then from there, we have the globe here that gives us a good assessment of having participants work together, so collaborating and using a synchronous situation in chats and whichever way they want to communicate in order to create one scene from the unit that we've been learning during this unit that goes over something of a topic that they've chosen, and most likely one of the 3 that they've posed previously in this lesson plan, and they would be creating that scene and acting out that script prior to our next stop. So, and they will be submitting that scene script as well as information about their team members, so kind of a peer evaluation effect too, which is nice to have, to know how you're doing in the class. Last but not least, we have our stage, and over here students are encouraged to, now it's your turn, using your Linden dollars, purchase items to create your own scene with 2 other classmates, and use Cam Studio to record your acting and then post that scene up to YouTube so that your classmates can view your work. So really incorporating Second Life here, giving it the opportunity to shine as they work together and create a scene using the items within Second Life. In addition, the ability to work together in a location that normally they would never have this opportunity. They would normally be, participants in different countries or counties, and in this opportunity, they have the ability to be in the same place without any cost to flight or have any other issues that might normally be a problem for not being in the same place as your classmates. So it's a great way to use Second Life to really integrate that portion of it. So the camera tool in Second Life really provides a great tool in this particular lesson, as does the ability to act and perform, to teleport to other areas and explore the camera locations and possibilities that they might even want to put their scenes or create their scenes in when they have their one scene they have to do. It's completely up to them, but it's a huge wide range of opportunities for them. And of course, last but not least, I encourage participants to walk the red carpet and enjoy the different aspects that there are here in Hollywood of learning, and really get to touch and feel some of the cameras and lighting and other aspects that are available to them here. So that is a wrap-up of my Hollywood World of Learning. Hopefully you enjoyed the lesson plan, and thank you so much for listening.